Is Solana still a sound investment today after everything that's happened? What we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you my opinion. Now, I know a lot of people, it's kind of the main argument is how much influence did the whole Sam Bankman FTX situation, whatever his name is, have on the performance of Solana. People are saying, all of the performance of Solana has experienced is because of that endorsement, is because of that publicity, and because of those initial investments that he made in 2019. Somewhat a little shy of 20 million sold under $3. So at the high, when it was $243.11, you're talking about a multi-billion-dollar stake in Solana. But you have to understand, like, they are not, Sam Bankman, whatever, SBF, FTX, they were not Solana. I think everybody realizes this, but people think there's a collateral damage that's going to happen because of the affiliation, loose affiliation. And that's true because the price has tanked since the scandal has broke out. But it's not been a significant tank. Like, you're looking at the price movement from earlier this year is because the cryptocurrency market as a whole has moved lower and lower and lower. So I don't really see this as a substantial loss, specifically because of the scandal. Now, you got to look also because of the initial investments they made in 2019 and others in 2021, but they still hold a stake, especially that original stake that they made under $3, that people speculate they will have to sell soon to repay some of the investors, right? In Alameda, whatever. I think it's Alameda purchased the initial investment. So they are afraid that this is going to tank the price of Solana further. Now, I would argue that if we were at $241 per SOL, that would be the case. I'd be like, okay, yeah, it's definitely going to tank the price. But at this point, I don't believe it's going to happen. It's not going to move the needle. The big movement is happening before the sell. It's like, the fear factor, right? The FUD, the people afraid of the sale. So I think that's kind of it. I don't think it's going to go much lower, but that is completely a matter of opinion and not based on any facts, because there are no facts. Nobody can really speculate this kind of stuff, because tomorrow a piece of news could come across my desk, could come across the internet that completely tanks another coin, Solana, or anything, or changes completely the tide of these sort of things. That's why I'm torn, right? You should never be overly committed to a project, because a lot of the crypto and the gains you make is based on momentum investing, whether you like it or not. What does this mean? It means that for some reason, tomorrow, somebody endorses a project, Elon Musk tweets about a dog, something happens, and something starts going. So unless you're by chance invested in that, which really at that point is like a casino roulette situation, you're smart enough to recognize a trend that's starting, a momentum that's growing, and you invest in it and you hold, and you hopefully get out before it crashes again. But even if you didn't, you still wrote it up. Hopefully you're better off than you were before. This could be part of the Solana. I've made a lot of money doing this way, and it's part of the game, if you will. Now, there's the other side of things. The other side of things is if you really believe in Solana as a project, right? And because a lot of programs are developing projects on it, it's faster, it's cheaper than Ethereum. It has big potential. It also grew a lot with NFTs and so much usage. But the usage isn't what drives price increases, especially not the price increases that you see from $1, $10 to $240. Those price increases are speculative. These are the people that are buying and holding. So when you see in the market right now and you're like, I think this is solid, I think this is a temporary reputation tarnishment, it's going to bounce back, and it's going to bounce back better than ever, kind of like when Shopify hit $25, then these are exactly the type of opportunities as a crypto investor that you should be looking for and be like, now is the time to attack this. And I personally see it as an opportunity, so I'm going to buy a little bit more, But I would definitely advise, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like I said, you want to double down, but don't be overly committed. And the moment that things change, be ready to shift your money, shift your interest where things are rising, right? But I don't see anything, and I did a poll, and I've read, people talking online. There was one comment, guy was talking about Sol lost major support. It looks like $3 to $5 might be a high possibility. And then, I did a Twitter poll. 75% say Solana is no longer a good investment. Why? What has changed? Nothing has changed about the actual utility. So why is it just because of the scandal with Sam now it's no longer viable? And the answer is yes. People think that Solana would be a $2 coin if Sam and Alameda hadn't bought in and promoted it. That's ridiculous. Look at Avalanche, right? Avalanche hit over $100 per coin, had a similar growth rate. Solana went much higher. But I'm saying is that I put Solana, if Sam had not promoted it, had never spoken at it, I still put it around $150 per SOL. And you can take that to the bank. It's just my opinion. That's just to put in perspective that I don't think that it is completely because of Alameda. And I'm still giving them a lot of credit, right? But so I put it there. So I still put an upside of 10x when the tide change, when the cycle goes back into growth in crypto. So if you're completely ignoring Solana, I think you're doing yourself a disservice, right? I think you should take a look. And if you have some and that's down 70%, just hang on. Just hang on. Don't be like this guy who said he was a longtime Solana maxi, and you should never be a maxi in the first place. But today sold all his Solana at a huge loss. He still thinks the project has potential and good community, but he can't lose any more money. Unfortunately, this is what people refer to when they say community. The community will quickly dissipate when profits dissipate, right? But this usually take a hell of a long time, but this is the reality. He's part of that community. He's abandoning his ship because he's losing money. I never understood why somebody sells at a loss during a cycle of depression, right? Everything's going down. Now's not the time to sell. It's just not. It's just not. What do you guys think? I know what you guys are going to say about Solana, but there's still a lot of people that love it. There's still a lot of people that are buying in. And I see that as a positive, and I'm not talking just about YouTubers who are spouting off, hey, I'm buying, or people on Twitter, but some serious whales are reckoning, and that's a good sign. I'm telling you, this is like Shopify at $25. CEOs buying 10 million of Shopify. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. I could go in depth, but I just wanted to talk about the real issues, like the real factors that affect price. And that's just the reality. I can talk to you about tech all day and regurgitate some white paper and tell you, oh, look at this and look who's using it. But does that really matter? No, not if 75% of people think it's trash. But you just got to wonder how many of those 75% of those people have ever held any SOL. Because you have this guy saying that, he was a maxi, but then I dumped all of a sudden, which doesn't really make any sense. But I bet you that most people that say Solana's trash, they never had invested in it at all. So they're just happy to see something that was $1 that ran up and made a lot of people money. They're just happy to see it crash. Crypto's a weird place. A lot of people, if they're not holding bags of something and it does well, they just don't like it. And so they'll love to see it burn, and they won't piss on it if it's on fire. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. As always, buy red, sell green, leave a comment, tell me what you think.